like 10 years challenge all over Facebook, and I wanted to do a little bit of my own version today and share a story with you. And I've also got some like major truth bombs and takeaways to help you grow your business. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Robin Chevry. I am a business and clarity coach, and I work with women who want to make an impact and an income online. So if you are watching me live, say hey. If you are catching the replay, just drop a hashtag replay below. Let me know where you are watching from. Hey Christine, welcome, welcome. Hopefully my internet is going to cooperate. I see, let me know if you guys can see me, hear me. Let's knock on wood that it stays live. Okay, so here's the thing. I want to share a little bit of a story with you because I'm seeing this 10-year challenge happening, and I honestly don't even know if I have pictures from that time in my life. It was really like before I had smartphones, and I was not a picture taker. Like I don't even know if there are any of me from back then, but I'm sure there are. But anyways, I want to share a story because I think it's really impactful, and it's a little bit deeper into my journey and how I got from where I was 10 years ago to where I am now. And there was something really interesting that happened 10 years ago. Well, we'll say interesting. It was a little over 10 years ago. My husband and I had been in Florida. We weren't married yet, but we had been here for about 2.5 years at that time. And the company that we had worked for had closed its doors, and we were, trying to figure our lives out and see what was next for us. And this was actually the first time that I was introduced to network marketing. And this was really like, I had, I think, a Facebook account at the time, but it was totally not something that I was like active on or knew anything about like getting on the internet and marketing and stuff like that. But, and this just keeps cutting out. So guys, if you are watching, let me know. I'm trying to like move this around here. Okay, hopefully that'll work. So about 10 years ago, we're trying to figure our lives out. And this was, got introduced to network marketing, and it was really like, the company we worked with was like not encouraging us to do this online. It was not something that we were doing. It was building relationships in person. And it was like, well, let's just see how this goes. And I was very young at the time. I was, I guess 10 years ago, so I was 22, whatever. And just trying to learn my way in the world, learn my way around marketing. And I was very young and naive, and I was like excited as hell because I had always grown up like working. I started working when I was 14. I was the hustler. Like I was going to put in the hours to get the overtime, to get the extra hours. Like I'll take your extra shift. I was working while I was in school because I wanted to have money. I wanted to have my independence. I wanted to have freedom and, spend my money in the ways that I wanted to, right? Because I've always been that like stubborn, I'm going to get it my way kind of person. And so I was like, I want money so I can have independence and freedom. And that's really what it meant to me. So when I started in network marketing, I was like, wait a minute, like I can leverage my efforts and make more money. Like it was like my introduction to entrepreneurship and, leveraging your hours and your time and your efforts and making, exponential money. And I was like, my mind was like so filled with all these amazing ideas, and I was so excited, and I was just like, that naive 22-year-old thinking she was going to be a millionaire the next year. And honestly, it is happening nowadays online, but it did not happen for me. So I went out there and I put a ton of effort into it, and it was awful. It was like 1.5 years of doing like all the wrong things in network marketing, but not even online. It was the cold messaging version of, or the in-person version of cold messaging. But I was just determined, and I was excited, and I was just willing to try anything to see what was going to work. And so you guys, this was 10 years ago. Shortly after that, we started working for a company we had an offer to work for a company, and I actually remember in my job interview, and I don't think I've shared this story with many people, but almost 10 years ago in my job interview, I basically told the person interviewing me, like, I do not want to do the job that you were hiring me for. Right? Like, how many people get a job and move up in their career and like chase the or climb the corporate ladder and like do really well when their interview is, I don't want to do this job that you're hiring me for. But it's because I knew that I wanted to do something different, but my certain skill set was going to help me, fulfill a certain role at that point. So I was like, hey, I'll do it. I'll help you guys out, but I want to be doing other things. And this was almost 10 years ago, you guys, almost 10 years. And so I spent that time, just growing as a person. And the first network marketing company that I was with, like, I really dove into the personal development side, learning about business, learning about finances. Like, we paid off all our debt. We did like amazing things at that time because I started learning like this whole different world that was never taught to me, like in school or right through my jobs and things like that. So fast forward to, about 4 years ago, that first business, I let it go a long time before that, worked my way up through the corporate ladder, was having success, building a team at work and doing all these amazing things. But I knew that like there was more for me. I still had that entrepreneurial, like that drive, that stubbornness, craziness, whatever it is that you want to call it, within me. And so I knew that there was going to be more, and I was just looking for something. I was joining networking groups. I was doing all this stuff to try to figure out like, what is my next step? Like, how do I keep growing? How do I keep elevating? How do I, and not just like obviously get more money and increase my finances, but how do I keep growing as a person? How do I keep feeling challenged? How do I do this? And so I was, like I said, joining networking groups and trying to get active in the community and try to figure all this out. I was like, there has to be more to life than just like get up, go to work, come home, binge watch Netflix, and then go to bed every single day, and then, have 2 days of freedom on the weekend. I'm like, there has to be more than this. And so that was when I found the next network marketing company that I was with. And it was like, I had taken everything that I had learned and everything that I had applied, and I was like, I'm going all in. This is my chance. Like, this is how I get leveraging my income and creating that passive income so I can have that freedom, so I can like go bigger and live this life and travel and do all these things, right? And so I went all in. And for those of you who know my story or have read it, and She Is Unstoppable, I talk a little bit more about the burnout and everything that came with that. And really, I needed that burnout to say like, Robin, you're not on the right path, right? And so I'm really, really thankful for that time in my life, because it was ugly. It was, I was like working myself to death. I was like personal development, but nothing was getting in, nothing was applying. And I was having success in my business, but I literally had created a second job for myself, which is not the way to do it, and not the way that not what I was looking for. I was looking for freedom with that business. And so obviously I worked with a coach and let that business fall to the side because it just was no longer aligned with what I wanted to be doing. And so the reason I kind of share this with you, and then I moved into coaching from there because I had worked with a coach, and I was like, I know that I'm here to inspire and help other women. Hey, Nicole. Yeah. Like, I know that I'm here to inspire and help other women like through their own blocks. And it was something that I realized that I was doing like in my business, I was doing at work, I was doing with my friends. Like, that's just who I am as a person. And it comes naturally to me. And I didn't realize that I was already coaching, right? I was already doing this. And so like just stepping into that was this huge shift for me, realizing like that's on my path, and that's the piece of clarity that I was missing. And so I wanted to share that story with you because 10 years ago when I said like, I don't want to do the job that you're hiring me for, and I really just wanted to like stay home and run a business and try to figure it out and work for myself, that finally 10 years later, I am home working for myself, and it is such a freeing feeling. And have I arrived? Like, absolutely not. But I share because the 3C's that I'm about to talk about, really, you'll see that they all happen throughout my story. It doesn't have to take you 10 years to learn this stuff and get from, my initial 10 years ago point of trying to figure out what I wanted to do and, knowing that I wanted to be an entrepreneur to now doing that. And so the 3C's that I want to talk about with you today that I think really relate to that story, and for that woman, that's out there, that high achiever that's already got the side hustle, that's having the results and knows like she wants to leave and she wants to do her own thing, and she's like, she knows she can do it deep down, but like is questioning herself, is scared to leave the security of a paycheck, right? Because that's huge. Like, I was making really good money, and to leave that for the insecurity of, running my own business. Hey, Aubrey. It was scary, and it's like, nobody told me that was going to be so scary, right? So that's for a whole nother live. But the 3C's that I'm talking about today, that if you do not have these 3 things, like, you will not be successful in your business. And you can cultivate them, you can create them. But those 3C's are clarity, confidence, and commitment. And so for those 10 years that I spent, right, like at work and trying to run that other business and then trying to run the second business, trying to do all those things, it's because I didn't know what I wanted, right? I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know who I was, right? I didn't understand, like, I didn't have a vision for what I wanted to create for my life. And here's like the missing piece that I see so many women get stuck in is, we know that we don't want what we currently have, right? We know that, like, and it's not that the things that we have are bad, right? We have a job that pays our bills. We have this certain life that we've built for ourselves. So it's not that that life is bad. But there comes this time, and it's like an awakening when we realize that that's not what we want. And what we do, and exactly what I did by starting that last company was, or starting in that last network marketing company, was like, let me do something that's going to get me out of that place that I don't want to be, right? And if that's the way you're starting your business, or that's the way you're running your business right now, like, you're setting yourself up for failure because you don't know where you're going. And that does not mean that you have to, you've heard the saying, like, you don't have to see the whole staircase before you take the first step. That does not mean that you don't take action until you have everything figured out and a full plan. No, you take messy action as you go, and that's how you learn. But having clarity on who you are, what it is that you want to create, how you want to be showing up, right? Like, what it is that you want, that is the first step. So if you don't have that, then all you're doing is trying to escape where you are, and you don't have a path to where you're going. And that's where people get stuck. So raise your hand if you've ever felt like that, because I know I felt like that. That's why it took me 10 years to do this, you guys. And it's finally here. So that is the first step. Clarity, 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 right? This is huge. And again, it's not just about the path of where you're going, but like knowing who you are, knowing what your gifts are, knowing what you have to offer the world, knowing what your zone of genius is. Like, this is all part of the process. And so the quicker that you can do that, right, the quicker you're going to move forward. The second piece, this is one of my favorite ones, confidence. Call it craziness. It's that bulletproof, belief in yourself, that mindset, that it does not mean that you never feel fear. It does not mean that you never question yourself. It does not mean any of those things, because having confidence and having that bulletproof belief and having that, utter crazy faith that you are going to succeed in whatever way possible doesn't mean that you're never scared. It doesn't mean that you're never afraid to take that next leap, but it just means that you are confident and you trust in yourself to take that next step, even though it's scary, right? Does that make sense? So you have to have that confidence and that belief in yourself, because if you do not deep down believe that you are going to be able to create whatever it is that you are looking to create in your life and change your life and give yourself permission to do it, It doesn't matter what action steps you take. It doesn't matter what, what is on your daily to-do list. It doesn't matter how much hustle and force and drive you put into your business if you do not have that deep grounded belief in yourself that one day you are going to get there. One day this is possible for you, because you see these other women and these other people, creating whatever it is that you want online. But do you believe it's possible for you? That's the question. And if you don't, that's okay, because I think we all start at a point where we take that first step and we're like, oh, I really don't know. But we have to cultivate that bulletproof belief, that mindset, that literal, I am invincible no matter what happens, I'm going to keep going. Because being an entrepreneur and getting that momentum is literally the faster the way to success is going from failure to failure quicker, right? Because you are going to fail. You are going to, launch something that doesn't sell at all, right? You're going to invest in things that don't work. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to have failures, but they are all lessons in the part of your growth. And it's literally how you become that next level person that has the thing that you want. You have to go through this stuff, right? This isn't just handed to you. You learn and you go, and yes, you can get support along the way. And that's the next thing that I'm going to talk about is commitment, right? It's just deciding it's choosing your hard, right? So it's deciding, is your hard going to be staying in your comfort zone where you're not really happy, where you know that there's something else, and you're just going to keep squashing down that voice that says, I really know that I'm made for more, right? Or is your hard going to be figuring it out, getting uncomfortable, learning new things, being a beginner, going from failure to failure as fast as possible? Which hard are you going to choose, right? And that's what you're committing to, because everything is a choice. So whatever you're choosing, that's what you're committing to, right? And committing to it means knowing that you will fail, means investing in yourself. It means doing what it takes to get there, right? No matter what, no matter how long it takes, right? If it takes you 15 years to create a business, who cares? You're going to work for 15 more years, right? So it's committing that is where you're going. It's making that deep down decision that that's what it is. And so when an opportunity arises or something is going on where you're like, does that bring me closer or does it pull me away? You can ask yourself that question and say, well, I'm committed, so let's go. Let's do it. Let's do the thing, right? So you are going to invest in yourself, invest in a coach, invest in a training, a program, whatever it is that is your next level to get you there, right? You are going to invest in growing yourself. You are going to invest in, even you guys, I remember being worried about the $100 a month cost for certain back office things and the email and different platforms and stuff like this. And I remember being oh my God, am I really gonna do this, right? And it wasn't about that money. It was am I committing to creating this? Because I know this is one of the steps along the way. And so the question wasn't, can I afford it? The question was, am I really ready to do this? And that's where the commitment comes in, because if you're committed, then it's easy. So all these little decisions that you're questioning along the way is because you're questioning your commitment to creating what it is that you want. So does this make sense? If you I hope this is kind of resonating and bringing some clarity for you. So the three things, you guys, if you don't have clarity, confidence, and commitment, I promise you this is going to be way harder than it needs to be, right? You've got to have those three things in your business. So if you want to start cultivating those, if you are ready for that next level support, I've actually done something super crazy, because my mastermind coaching is a 5K investment right now, but I know that not everyone is ready for that kind of commitment, right? And it may not be feasible. And it was just so important to me for me to connect with other women who are maybe in your first step, maybe looking for that clarity, maybe not sure where she's going yet, but knows that she's on this path and wants guidance and support, right? I've created a membership community, which is not just online courses. It's not just like, here, watch this video and go figure it out yourself. It is a community of women. It is me in there. It is open coaching calls. It is like literal, like individual customized support in that group. It's called Radiant Goddess Society, and it's really about embodying that next level, right? So getting the clarity you need, building that bulletproof mindset where you feel invincible and that confidence to do it scared, right? And committing, right? Giving yourself permission to commit, making those decisions one by one. And when you start to see that you can keep your commitments to yourself, you're literally like building your confidence by doing this, right? And so you can continue to try to do it all on your own, right? And hear the voices of all the other people you're working around and the negativity and the toxic environment and the people around you who don't understand what you're trying to create. Or you can join a sisterhood of women who are trying to do the same thing as you, who are going through the same things as you, who are going to help you see that you're not alone in this, who are going to take you by the hand and say, let's do this together, who are going to be there to support you, to collaborate with you, to grow and rise together. And that's what Radiant Goddess Society is. And you guys, I'm so freaking excited about this membership group. We're just getting rolling, but there's just like so much amazing stuff happening in there. So it's a monthly membership. There's no commitment. You can come in and join, but you get locked in at the pricing wherever you join. But yeah, there is a monthly open coaching call with me. So you literally get on with me and I will coach you through your next step, through those breakthroughs. We just had one like a week ago and it was like frigging epic what the takeaways were, like huge shifts happening right away in your business. We've got monthly guest experts. I've got another one of the She is Unstoppable co-authors coming in to talk about mindset, money management, and being an entrepreneur when you are a mom. So that one's gonna be amazing, you guys. But monthly guest experts, 2 monthly trainings from me, and literal like unlimited access to me in this group. So you're gonna have a coach who's able to help shift you like right away in the group when you've got something going on, or you just need to talk something out, or you have a question, right? Like you just need access to that, like what is my next step? What is that next piece of clarity? What is the next decision? Where do I go next? When you need that little bit of guidance, that's what it's there for. So what I'm gonna do is drop the link below. It's $88 a month. Like I said, no commitment at all, but I think once you get in here and once you see what's going to be happening in this group and what's already happening, the shifts that are going on, it was really important to me to make this an affordable place for women to come in and get the coaching that they need if they're not ready, obviously, for that next level, like mastermind commitment. So I'm gonna drop the link below. There's more details. You can check it out. If you have questions or wanna hop on the phone with me, you can definitely do that as well. You can just send me a message. But otherwise, yeah, go check out the details. We've got some awesome things happening in the next couple of weeks and you need to be in there. And this is not just business coaching, but everything, because our entire lives are intertwined with our business. When we're running like a service-based business as a coach, as a leader in network marketing, as a healer, as a light worker, as all these types of things, right? We're trying to show up online. Like you got to do this with support. And that's really what this sisterhood is all about. It is a total judgment-free zone and we are making some magic happen in there, you guys. So like I said, I'll drop the link below. You can grab that. If you have questions, let me know. We can hop on a quick call, but otherwise I will see you as part of the society and I'm so excited to have you there.